What's up guys? So today I wanted to make a video on a couple different subjects. So right now I'm just throwing in a couple other things that I don't usually keep in my car. I want to just put them in for the weekend just in case if I need it. I hate going to a job and then not having something and needing it and then just kind of wasting time or having to come back to my house to grab it and then going back, which I've probably only had to do that like once because I'm pretty decent at it, but I want to show you guys what I look for in the morning just to make sure that I'm going to have everything for the job. So I try to keep my car semi-clean with all the stuff that I have in it, but it can get difficult. And when you have some big jobs coming up, you're just going to need pretty much everything. So not 100% sure if I'm going to need this, but I wanted to bring it. This is my buffer. I have the smaller one and the bigger one. I can't remember the exact size of it. I know the bigger one's 15 millimeter. I just got the smaller one and I just can't remember the size. I got my steamer. Waters, of course, make sure you guys have waters. I just loaded them up and then got some extras right there. My laundry, just for some microfiber towels and stuff. I got this thing and it's been super helpful. It just folds up. You can store it super easily, but I would definitely recommend getting this. I'll try to find the link on Amazon. Then I got my water because I don't carry around a tank or anything because I don't use this in the wintertime, so I don't have space to store a 50-gallon tank. So I just carry around 5 gallons just to refill water. And then I got my chair that I've showed you guys in other videos. Moving on to the back, the most important thing I'll check for is my microfibers. So I've kind of changed up my setup just a little bit. I took a couple things out of it because I had to move some other stuff. And obviously, I mean, this is my daily vehicle. This is a 4Runner. So sometimes I have to use it for other things other than detailing. But yeah, I got all my power cords and everything right here. Next year, I plan on putting reels here, changing this up, getting a generator, and trying to figure it out that way because I'm not a huge fan of this setup right now, but I wanted to show you guys what I have. Another cool thing about these 4Runners, I wanted to show you this real quick. You put your key in the back, turn it to unlock, and the back window goes down. So I wanted to utilize this to put reels here so I can just keep this down, build something to pull a generator out, have it run. I got my reels right here. I can pull everything out of it and I'll be good to go. But I mean, for a little quick setup tour, that's what I got right now. So I'm going to go back up. I got to grab my extractor for a job I have tomorrow. I just wanted to put it in my car and then I'm going to head out to the job and I'll talk to you guys then. All right, so I'm heading out now. I didn't want to be too loud. It is Saturday. It's a little bit early, nothing crazy, but I just didn't want to be obnoxious. So I pretty much have everything I own for detailing inside my car right now. Like I said already, I want to make sure that I'm going to have everything I'm going to need. So I'm going to just put it all in my car and I'm just going to leave it in here till the end of the season. If you guys didn't know, we're coming to my last month of detailing. I stopped detailing at the last weekend of October and it's coming to the third weekend of September. So we're getting there, which is insane. I wasn't expecting it to fly by this fast. It's crazy. So I'm going to keep making videos for you guys through the wintertime. They're probably not going to be as consistent. I'm trying to get one out at like a minimum of once every 2 weeks, but I'm really trying to do more right now just because it's before the winter season and everything. So let me know what you guys want to see through my winter season. They're going to be different style videos. I'm going to be talking about some other things. Still relating to detailing, but probably more of my setup for video editing, why I decided to make a YouTube channel, just the ideas that are still related to detailing, but they're going to be a little bit different, and I'm not going to be actually doing the work because it's going to be below freezing, obviously, during the winter time. I live in Massachusetts, so it gets really cold, and I can't detail in the cold because my stuff freezes. I also don't plan on getting a shop, which I can talk about in a different video, but it's not something that I personally want to do. I like the idea of mobile. Obviously, it's convenient for me and for other people, but a shop, it's just not something I'm interested in right now. But yeah, for today, the actual detail, I have a work truck inside and out. It's one of my premium details. We haven't discussed the price yet, so I'm going to be talking about the price once I get there, and we're going to establish one that works for both of us. It's my most expensive package, but he wants to take care of his work truck. He wants it nice. So if you want something nice, you're going to have to pay that price. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm heading there now, and I'll catch up with you guys once I'm getting started. One of the things I wanted to talk about in these videos is what you should wear when you're detailing. In the beginning, I thought, oh, okay, so I'm gonna have to make my own clothes. I'm gonna have to make my own t-shirt, my own sweatshirt, maybe my own hat. So when I go there, they're gonna know it's me detailing, blah, 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 whatever. Totally unnecessary. You guys don't need to waste your money on your own clothes. If you want to brand yourself, then maybe get one or two, maybe give some out to people to just wear and to promote your business. But that's about it. It's totally unnecessary to have to wear your own merchandise or your own brand to every single detail you go to. I have a shirt that I made for myself, and that's it. I have one. That's the only shirt that I have. Soon I will be making more, but that's for next year. It's something I didn't want to worry about. It's not something worth spending your money on in the beginning. Yes, you might think it can help you promote your business, but honestly, when's the last time you saw someone wearing a t-shirt of a company and you took a picture of it and then called them and booked and everything? I mean, I've never done it. Maybe you have, but I've never done it. But for the means of what you wear during a detail, honestly, I just say dress nice, dress respectful, and be comfortable. But yeah, I mean, other than that, don't waste your time thinking about what you should wear when you're detailing. Just get the detail done, honestly. I've never had somebody come up to me and say, why are you wearing that? Where's your t-shirt for your business? No one's ever said that. And then the shoes that I wear, normally they're Vans slip-ons, like these, obviously. Brand new and clean, of course. I didn't even realize they're that dirty. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to get back to my detail. All right, so I want to show you guys how important it is to have a lily brush with you. So if you see this seat, you can see all the lint on there. You can't really tell. You can also use a glove if you don't want to buy one. But check out all that lint coming from the seat. So I did like half of that one. So this is the seat after. No lint, even. The difference is ridiculous. I mean, I haven't touched this yet or anything, but the headrest on here, no lint. Looks brand new. So definitely get yourself a lily brush if you don't have one already. Most people probably do, but just want to throw it out there again. Super useful to have a lily brush. Also, you can use a rubber glove to get the lint out, but lily brush can be a little bit better, so I'd recommend that over a rubber glove. All right, so I want to talk about my favorite interior detailer, and that's going to be the P&S Express Interior Cleaner. This stuff is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and say that you don't need to waste your money on anything else. The scent is incredible. The way that it works is amazing. Just everything about it is super, super good. Obviously, I'm not sponsored. I have like 200 subscribers, so I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I can say whatever the heck I want. It's incredible. Like, seriously, it is super, super good. Show you for an example. Go ahead, lather it up. Use your brush. Also, I remember somebody left a comment saying, why do you use a brush? Are you just trying to look cool? Obviously, yes, I'm just trying to look cool. I look freaking sick doing this, so I don't know why anybody else would use a brush for any other reason. You use a brush to agitate the chemical to make it work properly. If it's a surface that isn't too bad, you can just spray it on, wipe it off. Also, a brush can help get into any cracks and crevices that are in there, like on this seat, behind this handle and stuff. As you can see under here, it's all clean because I had a brush to get behind that. So that's why I use a brush. So for actually getting the product, I'd recommend going for a gallon to start off. I wouldn't even get a bottle because honestly, this stuff is amazing. And also, if you get a bottle, it's going to be more expensive than just getting a gallon. I promise you, you're going to like it. They also sell it in 5 gallons, but if you're starting out, I wouldn't recommend going for a 5 gallon. It's just going to last you so long, and it's a lot of money up front. Once you start getting a lot more work and a lot more experience, then I'd recommend going for a 5 gallon. But other than that, I go for a 1 gallon for sure. You know, it's super annoying when you start the day in the morning and it's cold. Like, you gotta wear a sweatshirt. I had the beanie on and everything. Now it's hot and I'm like sweating right now. But I finished the inside mostly. I'm moving on to the outside. I'm just waiting for my buckets to finish up filling right now. So since I'm waiting for my buckets to fill up, I wanted to talk about this one topic real quick. So this is something I thought about in the beginning when I first started. So I thought, do I need another phone? Do I need a second phone to take phone calls just for detailing specifically? Because obviously I have my regular phone that I use every day. Then I'm like, well, if I'm going to keep getting calls, it's going to get annoying. Also, I don't want people to know what my personal cell phone number is. And I mean, I never got a second phone. I never got a business phone. I only use one. I feel like you really only need a second phone once you start growing to a point where it's getting super annoying. You keep getting phone calls and you just don't want to deal with them. If that's the case and you're getting so many phone calls to the point where it just gets annoying, then I would say go get a second phone. Just so you know, when people are calling you on that phone, you know it's for business, and people calling you on your personal phone, you know it's personal. Oh, Lord. She's done. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I feel like it'd just be a waste of money to get a phone just for business when you're starting out, like, especially when you're just starting out. Dude, mics are so cool. I'm all the way over here and you can hear me. Especially when you're starting out, it's completely unnecessary. You're not going to get that much phone calls to the point where it just gets obnoxious and you're going to need a second phone when you start off. I'll get phone calls here and there, and I set up my voicemail as if it was my business phone. Everybody knows that now. Everybody that knows me knows that I detail, or at least the people that call me know that I detail. You really don't need to spend that extra money. Honestly, if you wanted to reinvest your money into detailing, I'd say to get tools that will help you speed up the process, because you're going to invest your money into a tool that's $200 that's going to speed up the process by an hour. You're going to make your money back with that tool. It's also going to make it more enjoyable to detail. But I'm moving on to the outside. I'm going to start with the wheels, then I'm going to go to the paint, and I have my last topic, and I'll bring that up when I'm all done with the exterior. Also, something else real quick. I'd recommend getting a clay mitt. It's basically the same thing as a clay bar. It's like a polymer material, I'm pretty sure. It just speeds up the process when you get to clay the outside of a vehicle. This is one of those things. It's 40 bucks. It lasts up to like 50 vehicles, and then you just throw it away and buy another one. It'll speed up the process big time. So what I'll do is I'll foam it. I'll use a regular wash mitt like this. Go over it with a wash mitt, and then before I dry it, I'm going to foam it again. Use a clay bar on it. You have to make sure it's very, very lubricated to use this clay bar or clay mitt. Then once you're done with that, you can rinse it off and then dry it. Trust me, spend your money on one of these. I think I found one for even like 20 bucks. You want one that's a mitt. I used to have one that's just a little bar thing you could get at Walmart when I first started out. It was helpful, but it was the same thing. When you're covering a big surface, especially on a truck like this, you're going to want something like this. So I definitely recommend this if you don't have one already. What's up, guys? So it's been a couple days since the last part of this video. I ended up just wrapping up the car, and then I had a little fun with my 4Runner. And then yesterday, I spent about 6.5 hours removing stains from a Toyota Camry. So I'll put up pictures right now. I only took a couple of them. It ended up coming out pretty good at the end of it, but oh my God, did it take so long. But now I'm out here doing my maintenance vehicles. It's about 16 cars in total, but I spread them out throughout my time that I'm here through the week. So normally I'll just get 2 done, and then I'll just go and I'll head out and do whatever else. But yeah, that's what I'm getting done today. 2 maintenance vehicles. These are the cars. They take me a little under 2 hours to get done. If they're really bad, they'll get up to 3 hours. But as you can see, when I say maintenance vehicles, I mean maintenance vehicles. Look at all of them. It's a bunch of cars to get done. So I just slowly go through them all and get them all done one by one. But since I'm out here taking a break and I decided to wrap up this video, I wanted to talk about one more thing before I go, though. I want to talk about how to gain trust in your clients, because it's probably the most important thing to keep people calling you back, or to even get these maintenance vehicles. I mean, I'm at the point now where I do people's cars and they just sit in their house until I'm done. Sometimes I'll just be the only one that shows up and they'll leave me the keys, and that's because they trust me. They know I'm not going to steal their car. They know I'm not going to steal their money. I mean, people leave me checks and money and they're like, just get it done, and then that's it. They don't even have to show up. The main thing to get people to trust you is to be honest with your work. Every time I'm done with a vehicle, I say, look it over. I could have missed something. It's super easy for me to miss something because I'm doing it alone and I'm going over the entire car. There's a lot of parts to the car. So do a once over of it, check the whole thing over, and let me know if you catch anything and I'll pick it up for you. That's like one of those things at the end of it. They're going to remember that, and they're going to say, oh, well, he's honest because he knows that he can miss something, And I think everybody knows if you're a detailer, it's pretty easy to miss something. So bringing that up and saying, hey, check over the car. It's important because you paid a lot of money and I want you to have a perfectly detailed car. So do a once over since I'm here. And then if you find anything, then I'll go ahead and I'll pick it up for you. Another way is to just talk to the customer. I mean, I brought it up in my last video. Just talk to them. Just ask some questions about themselves, like how they're doing that day, what does their day consist of, why they decided to get their car detailed. Just basic questions, and just talk to them and make them feel like you want to talk to them and you care about what's going on in their life. It's super important to gain trust in somebody. If I'm going to get there and I'm going to have my sweatshirt on with my hood up, I'm going to be like, how's it going? And then get started. For one, you're not going to know who that person is that's detailing your car. Second, you're going to get no trust, or if you do, it's going to take a couple times for you to go there. Yeah, but that's the last thing too, is just time, really. It's hard for people to gain trust in everyone, so you just got to give it time. It's not going to be like you're not going to show up to somebody's house the first time, talk to them for 25 minutes, and then say, oh yeah, they're good, they're trustworthy. It's just going to take some time. You get to go through and do a very, very good job. Do what I said at the end of the detail. Say, check it over. Want to be honest. If you can't remove something, if you can't get dirt out of a WeatherTech floor mat, if you can't get stains out of the seats, if there's a stain in the what is this stuff called? The stain in this, I don't know, I can't think of the name. If there's a stain in that, oh, I can't get it out, or whatever, just tell them. Most of the time they'll say, oh, it's fine. Or you can say, is there anything else you want me to do with it? Do you want me to reduce the price, or let me do this for you, or whatever? It's huge. Even if you're like, I can't take the stain out, I'll take 10 bucks off. That 10 bucks is going to buy you another detail from them because you're trustworthy. So always think about that. Don't think about when you're there, you're trying to get as much money as possible up front. Think about, how much money can I get consistently with this person and have a good relationship with them. So remember that, good relationship with your clients. Think about your next detail rather than the one you're at now, to stay consistent with them. And then everything else I talked about in this video that I can't remember. So yeah, those are some useful topics in this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you have any suggestions for me to make a video, please leave them in the comment description. What am I doing, bro? If you have any other ideas for me for these videos, please leave them in the comment section down below. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video.